Hello everyone, this is Data 620 Assignment 4 Assignment Datasets presentation, and in this assignment Mr. Warner Alexis and I work together, and here is the introduction. Basically this assignment is about to analyze the Davis Southern Women two-mode network dataset. The dataset represents a bipartite, which is basically two-mode network where one set of nodes represents women and the other set represents social events. So the women set has 18 nodes and the social events set has 14 nodes. And an age or a tie here connects a woman to an event if she attended it. So by using the dataset, we'll create and visualize two-mode network, and then we analyze relationships between the women based on shared events and the social events based on shared attendees. And then we'll draw inferences about group structures and interaction patterns. So these are the Python libraries that we used in this assignment. We used basically network X, matplotlib, and then we load the Davis Southern Women dataset. So the thing is that the network X already includes a function to load this dataset. We just utilize that function. So here is the map. Here's the graph for the dataset. So and we printed some basic info. So as you see that the graph has 32 nodes and 89 edges. So basically, this graph created here represents a bipartite graph with the 32 nodes. So among those 32 nodes, there are 18 nodes for women and 14 nodes for events. And each age here connects a woman to an event she attended. And then we checked the nodes sets. You see that for the woman has 18 nodes and the event set has 14 nodes. And then we visualized the two-mode network. So here is the bipartite network. So you see that two-mode network, women and social events. So in this visualization, basically red nodes represent women and blue nodes represent social events, and the edges represent attendance relationships. So this visualization shows how certain women attended many events and how events linked groups of women together. And then we projected the network onto women and event networks. So and then we analyze the relationships among those nodes. So at first, you see that there are two projection of the network. So one is for the women and women network, and the other one is for the event and event network. So basically, in the women projection, two women are connected if they attended the same event, and the age weight represents how many events they both attended. Similarly, in the event projection, two events are connected if they share attendees. And then we visualized, at first we visualized a women network. This is the women network, or you can say one mode network or one mode projections, which basically depicts the relationships among women. So in this visualization, the clusters of women who attended many common events are tightly connected, and this basically helps identify social groups or communities among the women. And then we visualized the event network. You see the network here, and in this visualization, the events that share many of the same attendees are linked, and these links reveal which events attracted similar groups of women. Then we did the network analysis. At first, we did the women network analysis. So here basically we measured at first degree centrality. So, and you see, we computed the top five women by degree centrality. And here is the name. And the first one is, you see, the Ruth Descent, and the second one is Helen Lloyd, and then Evelyn Jefferson, and so on. So the top five women's here have the highest degree centrality, which means that each of them is directly connected to all other women in the projected network. This basically indicates that they attended events with almost every other participant, and it also suggests that they were very socially active and well connected individuals within the group. And then we detected the community for the women, and we identified two clusters of women. And in cluster one, we have we have like we have 12 women's, and in cluster two we have six women. So basically here the women are divided into two clusters. Cluster one has Dorothy, Murchison, Evelyn Jefferson, Flora Price, and so on. And the cluster two has like Brenda Rogers, Charlotte McDowd, Eleanor Nye, Frances Anderson, and so on. So here, women in the same clusters are connected because they attended many of the same events. And then we identify the bridges by computing Between centrality among the women, and we found that few women's some of the women here acting as bridges between clusters, and they include Ruth Descent, Helen Lloyd, Evelyn Jefferson, Sylvia Avondale, and so on. So, and then did um, we did the event network analysis. We applied the same measures here also. We computed degree centrality for the events, and we identified the top five events by the degree centrality. And the top five events are E7, E9, E6, E8, and E5. So here the first four events each have the centrality of 1, meaning they are attended by almost all the women in the dataset. This suggests that these events were very popular and served as major gathering points in the social network. And also the event 5 with the centrality a little bit lower than those four events was somewhat less central, but still connected to a large number of women. And then again, we detected a community for which is like cluster of events, and we identified two cluster of events. So cluster one include E1, E2, E3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and cluster two includes E10, E11, 12, 13, 14, E8, and E9. So here, women often attended events within the same clusters, and events in the same cluster are connected because many women went to them together. And then we identified the bridging events, which is like again the betweenness centrality among the events. And event E7, E6, E8, and E9, they basically act as bridges between the clusters. So that means women who attended these events also went to events in both clusters. So the next section is about inferencing the summary, and my teammate Warner Alexis will be discussed uh, on the rest of the section of this assignment. So right now I'm going to hand over the presentation to him. So thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you again.
All right, good afternoon. So I'm gonna jump to the second part. So I'm gonna continue with the presentation. So the inference summary. So The woman-to-woman projection graph show a highly interconnected network where most women share attendance at multiple social media. The dense connection indicate that women form a cohesive social group with frequent overlap in participation. So some women such as Teresa Anderson, Evelyn Jefferson, Sylvie Avondale appear central within the network, suggesting they attend many events and play key role in linking different part of the social circle. So the most socially active participant based on degree of centrality: Ruth Descent, Helen Lloyd, Evelyn Jefferson, Sylvia Avondale, Vern Sanderson. As we see several women, particularly Ruth Descent, Helen Lloyd, Evelyn Jefferson, and Sylvia Avondale and Vern, serve as a bridge between two clusters, linking otherwise several groups. So the analysis of David Sofrin Women Network suggests that women form closely connected social groups, frequently attending the same event together. But certain women, such as Teresa Anderson, Sylvia Avondale, happy to be central figure who participate in numerous gatherings. And then in relation to the social event, the findings show that some gatherings attract many of the attendees, serve as an important point of interaction that strengthens social connection. So I believe overall the network reflects a cohesive structure in which women relationships were enforced to repeated participation in shared event. Thank you.